Good morning, Cancer. This is going to be your reading for the week. I know that I'm running a little bit behind schedule from where I usually am at, but I've been really practicing Zen in my daily life, and I haven't been as preoccupied with being punctual and with deadlines. So, with that being said, I've just been kind of going with the flow and going with the energy. And it seems to be flowing much easier. Much easier. And I feel much better. Like, even if something triggers me now, I'm able to be like, nope, everything is absolutely perfect in the given moment. And I accept, it wouldn't be happening if it were not perfect. But I'm real excited about these cards that are coming out. I am doing a special this week, $25 for a little 15-minute readings. I will send you the link to your very own video. You can watch it over and over again, and only you and I can see it. So that's how I do that. All right, we have the Eight of Cups. And with the Eight of Cups, with the energy that I'm getting here, is that you're still kind of focused on this other person. It's like past remnants. Your energy, you need to clear your energy because you're still kind of looking towards, trying to see which way she's looking. If you're looking at it this way, I feel like she's looking towards the past. Looking backward. And you cannot manifest in the past or in the present. You cannot create your reality anywhere else but in the present. So when you're looking backwards, really focusing on shit that happens, you're keeping that grounded into your reality. If you can just tell yourself, you know what, the past is done. It's over with. In fact, it's no longer real anymore. Like, it's so gone. Like, try to grab the past. Like, try to touch it. I know that we have, like, pictures. We have mementos, which if you have those kind of things, put them away. Put them in a box, tape it up, wrap it up, put them in a garage, whatever. But a lot of times people feel like their past is their identity. Okay, these are things that I have been through. I have been through these things. And she could be looking towards the future too. And once again, that's no good. Because if you don't clear your energy, you're going to create the same future that you have now. And understand, the only moment that's real is now. You cannot tangibly touch the past. The past is not who you are. I don't know how many times people will say, like these things, these situations I've been through, they created me. They molded me. They shaped me. Yes, they did because they conditioned your mind, but they are not your identity. Do not identify with your pain. Do not identify with your past. Don't do it because that's not who you are. And if you can separate that and you can realize, because if you would die, you are not taking that with you. And I swear to God, I've gotten this card like 5 times this week. You cannot take that with you. Whatever, all that past shit, all that past baggage that you're rehearsing and playing over and over again in your mind, that's not you, and you're not going to take that with you. What are you going to take with you when you die? It's not going to be your body. It's not going to be your mind. It's going to be your eternal soul, who you have always been. You've had other lifetimes. This is just a drop in the bucket. And I have explained this before, but consider yourself like a drop in the ocean. And the ocean is the universe, and you are a drop. You are the universe. You are a part of the universe. You are the universe experiencing itself. This card here says sacred union. Honor and treasure your relationship, for it is truly sacred. And basically the energy that I'm getting with this is that this is the type of relationship that you do want. How do you recognize the kind of relationship that you do want? Will it come in on if something seems too good to be true, it is. If something moves real fast, like time is really of the physical realm. It's really a mental thing, time is. So if you get together with somebody and it just, just all of a sudden, you're in it, you're in there, there's no boundaries, and it gets to be very messy. Sometimes it seems too good to be true at first, and it is, because as you start progressing and you find out more about this person, you find out that they really weren't who they thought they were. Now, how do you get this sacred union with somebody, this true spiritual connection, this true soulful connection that everybody's looking for? Everybody's looking for this. See, she's looking for it. Why are you looking for this sacred connection? Because everyone feels like they're missing something. They feel like they're not complete and whole on their own. And this is the wrong energy, because when you're in that energy of desperation and lack and loneliness and need, guess what? You are going to attract the same type person over and over again, that smooth talker. That one that just, sometimes you have to tell yourself, you know what, all this person has had to offer me is a whole lot of talk and mediocre sex. That's it. That's it. It's been all based on fabrications and lies. It's all been in my fucking imagination. But why did I want to create it and make it into something like this? Because I feel like that's what I'm missing. That's what I need. And you don't need anything, because as soon as you don't need anything, and you are in that place of knowing that you deserve this type of connection, this type of soul connection, that's when it can come to you. But in the meantime, you have to reject whatever anybody is offering you that is less than this. That is so important. I know, because I've been going through this shit too, and I had to actually get mad at myself. Look. You are all right by yourself. You sit in this house every day. You have peace. You have quiet. You're by yourself. You know what I don't have right now? Since I have completely disconnected myself from all the bullshit, I don't have any drama. I'm not sitting up worrying about what somebody's doing or not doing, if they're cheating on me, if they're talking to somebody else. I'm not worried about that. And you know what? That is priceless. Until you can have this, reject everything else. Reject it. Because you know what? You were too good for that. We have the Hangman. And this is still kind of being stuck in limbo. Still kind of going back and forth. And if you are in a toxic situation, understand toxic relationships can be more addictive than heroin. More addictive than pure heroin. Being attached to somebody is that's the real deal addiction. And normally people who are addicted to people who have addictions. That's usually what happens. You're addicted to them, and guess what? They're addicted to something else. But if you have to break a toxic relationship, you know how you do that? No contact. No contact. Not no response. No contact. Seal up every last leak. And I have talked about this before to people. I said, you know what? I miss the days. I really miss the days, because I'll be 50 this year. When you could break up with somebody, it could be over with, and you both could walk away and never have to see each other again. I mean, it might be 2 years before y'all run into each other at a store. Especially, I live in a mid-sized town. I would say when I lived in the other town, I used to live in Muncie, Indiana, and it seemed to be a little bit more widespread. It was a lot harder to just run into somebody when I was growing up. It was just harder. So when you broke up, you didn't have to see them anymore, not unless you just went like psycho and started stalking them right by their house and shit, which, I did a few times too. I'm sure a few of us did. But for the most part, you didn't have to worry about social media. Social media has made it impossible to move on. Impossible. Deactivate that shit for a while. Deactivate. I have deactivated my social media for a whole month. I even set on the calendar, like in a month from now, I'll reactivate. Just because sometimes you really have to seal off all the leaks, especially when you're very serious about moving on from something. When you're very serious about it. And the other thing is, a lot of times we focus on like the good. There'll be like one good thing they did out of like 100 bad shit that they did. You won't focus on that one thing. Oh, but remember the time, when he or she cried because I was leaving. Got down on their hands and knees and just wept like a baby. Oh, but then, I went back to him, and then, the shit went right back to how it was before. Sometimes you have to do an inventory, and reject that shit. Be like, you know what? I don't want any more of this shit. I don't want any more of this shit. If this person is meant for me, they will come back one day, because they always come back. And I'll know at that time, and I might not even want them then. And if it's meant to be and we're both in a better place, like mentally or financially, whatever else, then it'll happen like magic. Envy. And I believe this came up in the last one too, that fear of envy is nothing more than fear of loss. You've got to get to where you're not scared of losing somebody, because I'm feeling very strongly somebody is still playing with your emotions. They're still playing with your mind. Still in and out, in and out. And a lot of this is narcissistic abuse, which is like very toxic. Look up the symptoms. I don't like labels, but sometimes it is what it is. And then we try to fit it into this box of like, oh, this is perfect, especially when they start love bombing you. Oh, I love you. And it's just, like I said, if it seems too good to be true, if it moves too fast, then that's what it is. But this envy, this is nothing but a fear of loss. It's fear of somebody else, of losing something or someone to something else or someone else, anything. You can be jealous for any reason. And, if you do have to go no contact, every day you can stay no contact is one step closer to clearing this fear of loss. You've actually taken your power back. It's very empowering, and you can be like, look, every day that you stay in that energy of no contact, you get stronger and stronger, and you release this more and more, because you got to figure, if you can go no contact and not talk to them and try to not worry about what they're doing, thinking, saying, feeling, whatever else, then you're clearing this fear of loss, because you can eventually get to the point where you really are in that energy where you really just don't give a shit anymore. And sometimes people have to do something to us that's just like, man, that's fucking enough, man. That's it. That's the final fucking straw. No. I reject all of this. I reject it. Reject it. Queen of Wands. This is creating better situations into your life. I had a good friend tell me one time, he said, you know what? What if your soulmate, your divine soulmate, the person who is for you, who God, the universe, source, energy wants to be in your life, is trying to come in, but you're caught up in all this shit here. It's not a good look. And that's what he told me. He said, that's not a good look. So be conscious of that, because somebody else, somebody better will come along, and you won't have to make it fit. If you're having to make something fit, it's not for you. It's not for you. or the time is not right. But don't even that like kind of feeds this. It gives you hope. You have to absolutely just be like, man, I'm going to take back my power, stand in my power. You are the prize. You are. Not the other way around. You are the prize. Know this. That is so important. I feel like this one's trying to come out. Your wish is granted. What you've asked for is coming true. So this divine love that you've been trying to attract into your life, actually, you've been trying to fit others into this category. Trying to make it fit. This divine love that you've been wanting is yours. But you have to realize you are the prize. Because I feel very strongly from these cards, somebody is coming in, somebody new. But, do you want to, meet this person and just fill their head with all this bullshit that you've been through? Be like, make me, I've been through all this. I've been hurt so bad. I've just been heartbroken and destroyed. Fix me, make me feel better. And see, I have to be careful of that because I had to actually stop and think. I have been from relationship to relationship to relationship to relationship. How do I usually get over somebody eventually? Find somebody else right away. And people live their lives like this. Take my mind off of it. Make me feel better. Make me feel complete and whole. And you're carrying all that baggage with you. You've got to take time for you. You've got to. And you've got to be in this energy here. You've got to take back your power. You have to do it. Clear your energy. Spend some time alone. I know you're craving this. But I've learned something about the law of attraction. And the more you crave or long for something, the more you keep it away. Because all you're doing is sending out the vibration that you don't have something. And guess what? The universe can only match your vibration. So here you are. I really want this love. I really want this love. I don't have it. I want it. Okay, the universe is like, okay, you want that experience? Here's the experience of wanting it and not having it. That's the reason why you have to get into a place of faith and trust, knowing that whatever's for you, you shall have. Have that faith and reject the bullshit for now. Just reject it. You reject it. And it's okay to do that. Be like, you know what? This is not good enough for me. We have the Knight of Cups. And this is an offer. And so true love is coming. And a lot of times people think love is this. They think it's the drama. They think it's the jealousy. They think it's the mess, the toxicity, that addictiveness, that obsession. Oh, well, she's just, I don't know how many times, and this has come through for me too, it seems like this generation of men, and I'm not saying all of them, because that's a generalization, and I don't want to generalize, but a lot of them that I have attracted and I've ran into, and understand it's all about vibration, about where you vibrate at. Not all men are like that. But if you're in that mindset, that's what you're going to attract. So I need to clarify that. But a lot of these men that I have attracted seem to want the woman to chase them and pursue them. And, it's all about sex. Oh, if I can make her have, I'm just going to be frank. Oh, if I can make her have an orgasm, she'll be in love. And you know what? It seems to work. And the reason why it seems to work is because a woman who does not know herself, who is not confident in herself, because I'm learning how to do this now, will associate an orgasm with love, because it forms an attachment. It forms an attachment, which is why I would literally just recommend not having sex for a little bit, just for a little bit. Especially not with somebody that you just met. That comes in that seems too good to be true. Because, this is the scenario. They come in, they seem to be too fucking good to be true. They're love bombing you, just making you feel things you've never felt before, and then boom, you have sex, they give you in orgasm. And then you're like, got like the hearts in your eyes emoji. And then before you know it, you're chasing up behind them. And then they'll, and then they'll, a lot of times they'll have 2 or 3 like that because it feeds their egos, especially if they're in that energy of being narcissistic and very selfish. So that's the reason why it's recommended that you even wait like 3 months before you have sex with somebody, because you form an attachment until you can get to the place, like I'm to the place now where I don't form attachments with people anymore, which is amazing, by the way. If I were, let's say, for example, I were to, choose to have sex with a man, and I'm not attached at all, it tends to kind of drive them a little crazy. They don't understand that shit, especially if they're not on your level, because that's what they came to do. You have to understand men, that kind of men. Not all men are like that, but that kind of men. And as long as you're in that mindset, this mindset here, the lower vibrations of need and longing, that's what you're going to attract. Retreat. It's time to disconnect from the world. And remember why I was talking about social media? I feel that very strongly. I'm telling you, I am a big believer in the fact that you cannot get over somebody as long as you can still see them. And let's be honest, we have ways of looking. Even if, you're not friends with them anymore, you have ways of finding out shit. Disconnect for a while. Absolutely disconnect. Pull your energy back. I'm telling you, this is crucial. It'll make a big difference. Death. Reject the relationship that you have had as you know it. Let it die. Let it go away. Reject it. Let it completely die. Completely. Do you want that kind of relationship? If this person is for you, end the relationship as it is now. Focus on yourself. Disconnect. Stop focusing on the past or the future. Don't even sit and have little imagination, visions of stuff of them begging and pleading on one knee for you to come back to them. Release the shit. Release it. If they are meant to be in your life, it will happen. And it will not be this type of relationship. It will be different. It will be something else. Believe that. And that's what you want. You want to reject what's been happening. And that's key, because somebody is watching you. You have other suitors that are interested in you. But you're so tied up posting all the time about, one day I'll find a man who will be worthy of my love, who will give me what I need. If you leave, I saw the same meme, like, must have been before I deactivated my page, on like 4 different pages. If you leave me, you won't find me in the same place that you left me. That type of thing. Now, don't you think people can read all through that shit, that you were going through some shit? That, you settled for somebody who was less than what you were worth. You're going through this bullshit. You're stuck on them. And what does this tell somebody who is really interested in you, who really is, really wants to treat you right, really wants to treat you well? It's telling them that, what, I probably shouldn't get involved with her. Because every other week she's going through this shit. So that lets me know that, or he, this could be a he, they're really kind of stuck in this shit right now. I'm going to let them get their shit together. If that happens, it may not happen, The call of the night, daring, adventure, and excitement. Try something new. Do something different. Step outside of your comfort zone. If you tend to sit at home, on weekends, just sit there and kind of mope and overthink, get out. Go out with some girlfriends. Go out with the guys. Do something different. Go out and have fun. Meet some new people. Be daring. Be adventurous. because there's somebody out there for you, but you have to get out of the funk that you've been in. Page of Wands, you're about to embark on a brand new adventure. And like I said, this adventure is waiting on you. Make this about you. Don't make this about anybody else. This is so crucial. Trust me. You have a new adventure. You have new love wanting to come in. You are supposed to go out and have fun and enjoy yourself. Meet new people. Try new things. Start a new hobby. Don't fall for the bait. You've fallen for the bait before. How many times have you fallen for the bait just to end up right back where you were before? You're a smart person. See through that shit. And like I said, look up narcissistic symptoms. Like I said, I don't like labels, but you know, sometimes a lot of the people that we are dealing with really do have a lot of those traits. And we blame ourselves. We're like, what the hell did I do wrong? Why am I not enough? Nobody is enough. Nobody. We got two. I'm going to pick this one because I know I don't do very many of the orange ones, the pink ones. Dear you, there's only one you, and you have a unique place in the universe. Sometimes situations come up that challenge you to be authentic, and that means you have to be fully yourself and let go of being what you think others may want. Now is not the time to conform to other people's standards and expectations. Be proud of who you are and courageous. Stand tall in your convictions. Being yourself is a powerful statement, will only lead you to success and ultimately happiness. Don't compare yourself to other people. Want what you have, choose what your heart wants, and know what your purpose is alone. No one else can claim your magic nor take it away. When you place authenticity and originality high on your list of priorities and give them a prominent place in your awareness, extraordinary things happen. Your life is a beautiful one. Love you always and forever. So put yourself first and stop trying to please others. If someone cannot see that you are special and unique and really, if they can't see your worth, then they're not worth your time. They're just not. But you do have some amazing things coming in. But do connect with friends. You know, you have some friends that maybe you haven't seen for a while. Get together and go out and have fun this weekend. But if you would like to have the mini reading, little $25, 15-minute reading, I take Cash App and PayPal, and I'll include in the description of the video my email address. Thank you for watching.